Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be discussing some new leaks that suggest one of the upcoming Grand Theft Auto Online updates later this year will be taking us on a map expansion to Liberty City to do a heist. We'll be talking about how these leaks are potentially credible, where they've come from, and what I think about them, and a whole lot more. So this all stems about 3 months ago when a very mysterious post popped up on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. It was by a user Marco the Mexican, and they said information about upcoming GTA Online updates in Grand Theft Auto 6. Today, we're just going to be focusing on GTA Online updates. So you guys can see his story there. Basically, the way he describes his proof is his roommate worked at Rockstar, hundreds of other people were fired, and his roommate ended up going on some sort of tangent. And these are the bullet points that he brought up. Remember, this is 3 months ago, so we hadn't heard anything from Rockstar. He said, number one, the next GTA Online update is supposed to be for July, but might be moved to August due to the pandemic. Number two, he said the update is about elite prostitution business. Mile High Club building will finally be open. Number three, there's going to be a new radio station from City Morgue, who is the band that we have been covering for a while. It's going to work the same way as what they did in the After Hours update with Solomon, Black Madonna, and others. There's going to be 2 new weapons, a you-know-what, and a new SMG, and then 10 new vehicles, a new adversary mode called Cops and Crooks. The final Grand Theft Auto Online update is scheduled for December 2020. It's a new heist. He did not talk much about it. And also, he said they are planning to release GTA 5 for PS5 and update it with single-player DLC. And he says the DLC is nothing more than online content to story mode. Every vehicle, every weapon from online will be added to story mode, and they're adding a new system of discovering the vehicles, like legendary bikes, similar to RDR2 animal collecting, that are very rare but can be achieved by certain missions that they plan to include for all 3 protagonists. All right, so I know that was a lot, but when he said that 3 months ago, a lot of people were skeptical, but it was still one of the most upvoted posts on that Reddit, which was kind of surprising. Well, since then, a lot of those things have turned out to be true. Now, whether that's just dumb luck or whether this guy does actually have some insider info, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So the first thing that he was kind of right on is when the next GTA Online update is going to be. It's very clear that it's going to be in either July, if it happens, in the next 48 hours or so. But it's also very likely that it will be in August. Now, that's not like a super insider information. Rockstar do summer updates every year, so this very could have easily been a lucky guess. The one thing we don't know about is the update being about the Mile High Club building being opened. Although, if you've seen the one screenshot that Rockstar's included so far, it looks like it is still under construction, so I'm not entirely too sure what to think about that. Also, a new radio station being added. Yes, we've heard rumors of City Morgue, but nothing has been confirmed so far. We can't obviously confirm if there was going to be any new weapons or vehicles in the adversary mode called Cops and Crooks. We're really not too sure about. One thing that is interesting, though, is they said the final Grand Theft Auto Online update will be scheduled for December 2020. That's not all that exciting because most people could have guessed an update was going to be coming in December. What is interesting, though, is they said it's going to be a new heist. Now, I guess you could say this is just a lucky guess, considering, almost every 1 out of 3 updates seems to be heist, or at least they did one in 2015, 2017, 2019, and now they'll be doing one in 2020. So it would be Rockstar's 4th heist update, so that's not like totally something brand new. They've been doing heists for ages now. And then he also got correct that they were planning to re-release GTA 5 for the PS5 in sort of an enhanced and updated version. So that was the leak 3 months ago. And now that you have that backstory, now it makes sense on what this individual has said next. They made a new post just a couple of days ago, right after Rockstar's information drop, where they talked about what was going to be coming next in online, as well as what they were going to be doing later this year in December. And he posted this. It said, "Don't expect much. As you already know by now that I'm legit, I can only say one thing. Don't expect much for the summer. It will be Mile High Club update, but the real thing is coming on the December. I managed to force my boyfriend's roommate to spill some facts about it after the announcement 2 days ago. He said that the new location is Liberty City. Nico Bellic is coming back. with his voice talent, Michael Hollick. Roman Bellic is also coming back. The heist is about robbing gold reserves in Liberty City, $10 million max take. Many free roam activities and quick jobs will be added to remastered Liberty City, and future updates for PS5 will be based on Liberty City. All right, so that is obviously very interesting, and I have a lot of thoughts on this. Number one, the entire thing still seems pretty sketchy. This individual is claiming they're legit, but right now I still think it could have been lucky, the things they came up with, or even a little bit obvious. I'm still skeptical that this summer update will include the Mile High Club, but as far as what they're talking about in December, that's what I want to focus on next. Again, the fact that this individual has a boyfriend and is getting information out of them, I feel like all of this is just a little strange. I don't know. I've got this gut feeling that, like, this doesn't sound all that right. But he says that the new location will be Liberty City. Now, I think that would be one of the more impressive things that Rockstar could do with this entirely new location. But it's also something I'm not expecting. I'm expecting it to be like a new location on either the current map or like an expansion of the current map, maybe like a little island or something like that. Who knows? But if it is Liberty City, that would obviously be incredible. And it would also make sense with the rumors that Rockstar was doing something with Liberty City and GTA 5's engine. I mean, we always keep going back to this photo right here that appeared on a Rockstar Games artist portfolio, which was basically Middle Park in GTA 4's map, but in Grand Theft Auto 5's engine. So that is something that has always been a little bit mysterious to me. The next thing that strikes me as a little bit weird, Niko Bellic coming back. Now, technically he could. Niko Bellic is alive at the end of the story. There's no way to kill him off. He's also in the HD era, which would make sense because Rockstar is only allowed to bring back HD era characters. However, the one thing that is a little bit strange is their relationship with his voice actor, Michael Hollick. That's a whole nother story for a different day. I've covered that in the past on why he does not have a good relationship with them. Needless to say, it was about money. It was about some not so great things said. Rockstar doesn't have a great relationship with his voice actor, so if he did come back, it would likely be with someone else. The next thing is a little bit strange is Roman Bellic coming back. Now, I'm pretty sure Roman Bellic's voice actor has a good relationship with Rockstar. The only problem with that, and spoiler alert, although this game is, 12 years old at this point, Roman Bellic can die at the end of the game. If you choose the deal option at the end, Roman is killed. So how are you going to explain to potentially 50% of players that ended up picking the deal option at the end of the game how Roman Bellic is mysteriously alive? And from all the characters we've seen Rockstar bring back from Grand Theft Auto 4 and online updates, they've always been ones that have never had a possible death. So think of Tony Prince, think of Malk from the Lost MC. All those guys have been alive. There's no way to technically kill them. So that's why that's a little bit suspicious, at least for me. The heist itself does sound pretty cool, robbing gold reserves in Liberty City. Although that does sound a little bit similar to like the final heist in story mode, where you essentially plunder the Union Depository of all its gold. So I feel like that would almost sort of be using the same plot. And I don't know about the $10 million max take. That seems a little bit too generous for Rockstar, especially considering their biggest and most audacious heist yet. The Diamond Casino heist only gave you like a max payout of like 3 or 4 million that you ended up splitting with like 2 to 3 or 4 people. So I can't really see Rockstar giving you that much money. I mean, I know it's probably a big update. And one thing I totally picked up on is actually their post contradicts each other, because later on they say future updates will be based on Liberty City, but in the one 3 months ago, they end up saying that 2020's DLC in December would be the final Grand Theft Auto Online update. So that's a little bit of conflicting information right there, which is why I am cautiously optimistic when looking at a post like this. It obviously sounds great and grand, but I'm not going to expect any of this. If some of it turns out to be true, that's fantastic because it sounds awesome. But I'm also not taking this as like the letter of the law here. In fact, I'm very skeptical of this entire thing. Although, if Rockstar does like fully remaster Liberty City, I could totally see them utilizing it in future updates that they have confirmed some will be exclusive to PS5, Xbox Series X, and Liberty City. So that's pretty cool.